This lesson is on writing equations of lines given tables and graphs. So we have a bunch of lines here, and I want to write the equation of the line. If you'll remember, equation of a line is y equals mx plus b. So to write the equation of a line, you need m and you need b. So find line A, and you can see it's the purple line. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my y equals. First thing to find is your y-intercept. So if you find line A and find his y-intercept, it's where the line crosses the y-axis, and there may be a dot there and there may not, but it's wherever the line crosses the y-axis, and that's right here. And so that's at a 5, a positive 5. So I know I'm going to have a plus 5 back here. The other thing I need is my slope. Remember that slope is the rise or the fall over the run. If it rises, it's positive, and if it falls, it's negative. Remember to rise and fall first, and then run, and always run to the right. So I'm going to use this point right here and this point right here. So I'm going to go up 3, right 2. Up 3, right 2. Don't forget to put your x. That's the number one mistake. People just write y equals 3 halves plus 5. But remember, the formula has an x right there beside the slope, so make sure you put that x. Okay, find line B, and that is your green line. I'm going to go ahead and set my y equals. His y-intercept is a 1, and his slope looks like I'm going to go from this point to this point. So down to right 4, down to right 4. Remember, it's negative. Down to right 4. That reduces to a negative 1/2 x, because that's my slope. Find line C, which is this red line. So y equals, his y-intercept is a negative 2, so minus 2. I'm going to use this point right here and this one. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, up 5, right 1. So I'm just going to write 5x. For line D, that's the blue line. His y-intercept is right here. So it looks to be negative 4. And then his slope, down 1, right 4, down 1, right 4, x. And then the line E, which is your red line, which is horizontal. Okay, so if this one's horizontal, where are we? Is this the weird guy or the super freak? This is the weird guy. So he is y equals, because all of my y's are the same. So y equals, and he crosses at 2. So he's y equals 2. And then F is kind of hard to read. This is F right here. This is his line. He is a vertical line, so this is the super freak. So he's x equals, because he's weird. Vertical line, x equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5. And the reason is because all the values on this line are x equals 5. Y's can be anything, but all those x's are 5. Okay. Whew. Write the equations of the following lines. So line AB. Okay, can everybody see AB? Right there. So this point and this point. So y equals, what's his y-intercept? Negative 3. And his slope. And you know, I'm not going to go all the way up to this point. I'm going to use this point right here. Up to right 1. BC. BC. Looks to be this guy right here. Okay, so y equals, And which point are you going to start at? Your y-intercept, so that's a positive 1. And to count your slope, remember you always start at the one farthest to the left. So up 2, right 3. Okay, DE looks like it's this one right here. This is a great problem. So y equals, a lot of people look at this line and they see this point right here and they're going to tell me that their y-intercept is a -2. But it doesn't have anything to do with where the dots are. It has to do with where the line crosses the y-axis. And this red line crosses the y-axis way down here. So just because there's not a dot there doesn't mean that there's not a dot there. Nobody just put a dot there. But that crosses at -4. Now his slope, I'm just going to use these 2 points because they're close together. So down 2, right 1. Okay. FG. FG. That looks to be this guy. FG. And again, it does not have a dot on the y-axis, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a y-intercept. Where does the line cross the y-axis? And it's right here at -1. So y equals -1. So now I'm going to do slope. I'm going to use these 2 points because they're closer. So I'm going to fall 1, 2, 3, and then run 2. So fall 3, run 2. And then my last one, HI, which looks to be that one. Y-intercept, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slope. I'm not going to count from this point to this point. I'm going to go from here to here. So up 3, right 1. So I think the biggest lesson here is the y equals mx plus b is the easy part. We've done that for a week now. But to make sure that you understand that just because there's not a dot at a particular place doesn't mean that there's not an exact point there. Like there's a point right here. There's a point right here. Just nobody put a dot on these places. But that doesn't mean that it's not an exact point. And especially for where it crosses the y-axis. So that's writing equations given graphs. So now we're going to write the equation of the data given a table. When I give you a table, all I've done is give you a bunch of points. All your x's are on top, all your y's are on the bottom. First thing you need to find is your slope. Remember, slope is y minus y over x minus x. I'm going to use the first 2, but remember it's y minus y. So y minus y over x minus x. So that's a -2 over a -3. 2 over 3 can't reduce, but you are going to make the negative a positive 2/3. So that's my slope. So now I need my b. If you'll remember from yesterday, it was y equals mx plus b, and you need m and you need b. And so I just found my slope to be 2/3, and now I need my b. We're going to do the exact same thing we did yesterday, but we're doing it with the points that are in this table. So you can pick any point you want. I'm going to pick the first point. Remember, this is my x and this is my y. It's labeled in the chart. So I'm going to use y equals mx plus b. My y is my -3. My m is my 2/3 that I found. My x is my +3, and I'm trying to find my b. So -3 equals, all right, going to use a little trick I taught you yesterday, divide up, multiply back. So 3 goes into 3 one time, and 1 times 2 is 2. And then to solve for b, I'm going to subtract 2, and I get b to be -5. So y equals 2/3 x minus 5. Number 2, same thing. I want the equation of a line. So y equals mx plus b. I need m and b. I didn't give you either one, but I gave you a bunch of points. So the first thing we're going to do is find our slope. So y minus y over x minus x. 14 minus 2 is 12. Negative 4 minus 2 is a negative 6. And that would be a negative 2. I'm going to pick some points. I'll take the first one. Plug it into y equals mx plus b. Remember, the goal is to solve for b. So my y from the table is a 14. My m is a negative 2 that I found. And my x is a negative 4. So b equals 6. Now, a lot of people ask if we could use any points you wanted to, and the answer is yes. I didn't have to use the 14 and the negative 4. I could have used any of these points, x's and y's, as long as they go together in the same point in my equation for y equals mx plus b. Doesn't matter. Okay, so here they're just messing with us a little bit, and they've turned the table vertical. I still need y equals mx plus b. So I need m and I need b. Didn't give you either. So let's find the slope. Okay, now remember, y minus y. I'm going to use these 2 points. So y minus y. 1 minus negative 1 over negative 5 minus 0. So that's 2 over negative 5. I'm just going to kick the negative up to the top. Okay, I'm going to take this point right here, plug it in to find my b. So my y is 1. My m is a negative 2/5. My x is a negative 5. Going to do my trick. Divide up, multiply back. Watch your signs. 5 goes into negative 5, negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. So y equals negative 2/5 x minus 1. Now, I don't know if anybody happened to notice, but my y-intercept is sitting in my table, which means I could have avoided all of that work. And here's how you notice. You will look at the points in this table. Do you see the one that has x is 0? If my x is 0, my point is 0, negative 1. Think about where that point is. 0, negative 1. So left, right, 0, and down 1. Isn't that my y-intercept? Which you can find by hand. But if you're on your toes, sometimes they give us a gift. And when they give us a gift, it means they are giving us the y-intercept, plain as day. And you don't have to go find it. So how are you going to know when they give you the y-intercept? The x value is 0. That's what makes him a y-intercept. Okay, so hold on. Did they do this in number 2? Look at all your x's. Do you see any zeros? No. So there are no y-intercepts in that problem. Okay, look at number 1. Look at your x's. Do you see any zeros? So they didn't give us any gift in that one. But if you look at these, if you see that that x is a 0, that means that that y is your y-intercept. And you can avoid all this work and just go straight to your answer. Now, do you still have to find the slope? Absolutely. Still have to find your slope, but it saves you that whole second half of the work. So, not often, but sometimes they'll give us a gift where we can use that gift as our y-intercept and not have to go find it by hand. Number 4, write the equation of a line whose x-intercept is at 2 and whose y-intercept is at negative 6. Okay, x-intercept and a y. Okay, now y-intercept I need. So if I'm writing the equation of a line, they just told me that my y-intercept is at -6. That's him. That's my B. What I don't know is my slope. Slope is not 2, and that's the number one mistake people do here. They'll write y equals 2x minus 6. But this clearly says x-intercept is at 2. All right, well, let's sketch this sucker out and see what he looks like. If it's x-intercept's at 2, then I'm on the x-axis at 2. Y-intercept is at -6. Well, if you have 2 points, can you find the slope? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up 6. Right 2. Slope is 3. Y equals 3x minus 6. Okay, so let's look at that one more time. It says write the equation, so I know I need y equals mx plus b. It says my x-intercept is 2. That doesn't really tell me anything, but it does tell me that my y-intercept is at -6, so that gives me that. But I still need my slope. So then I'll just come over here and I'll just kind of baby graph him. X-intercept, so that's x-axis at 2. Y-intercept is at -6, and you know once you have 2 points, you can find the slope. Just count the rise over the run, and then reduce, and you've got your slope. And then you have everything you need to write the equation of your line. Write the equation of a line whose x-intercept is at 3 and whose y-intercept is at 12. Okay, start how we always start. What of this information do I already know? I know the y-intercept is at 12. Now the x-intercept, I'm going to use him to help me plot some points. So now I can use these. Oh, no, not -12. My bad. +12. Sorry. So I'm going to go down how many? Down 12. So remember it's negative. Down 12 and then right 3. So that reduces to -4. So y equals -4x plus 12. Okay, on your own, write the equation of a line. Okay, and here this is a great example because we have a line with no dots on it. Okay, but I know that he crosses the y-axis right here. And then if I'm looking for another exact point, I kind of like that guy right there. So y equals, what's your y-intercept? -2. What's your slope? Down 1, right 3. Down 1, right 3, and he gets the x. Number 2, write the equation of the line. Okay, so I need y equals mx plus b. I need m and b. To find my slope, I'm going to do y minus y over x minus x. Just be real careful. Y minus y over x minus x. So that's a -2 over a -5, which I'm going to make a +2/5. Okay, and here's where you want to stay on your toes. Did they give us a gift? The answer is yes. But be very careful, because I actually have 2 zeros in this chart. The y-intercept is where the x is 0. That point right there is my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is a -4. So y equals 2/5 x. 2/5 x minus 4. So they gave me a gift, so I didn't have to go find it. If they hadn't given me a gift, I would take my slope and one of my points and go throw it all into y equals mx plus b and solve for b. And I would have gotten my answer. But because they gave us a gift in here, I don't have to do all that, and I can just use this as my y-intercept.